What's up to all my product founders and creatives out there? This is your host, Lisa Montero, and you're listening to the Visual Commerce Podcast, where founders, creatives, and brand leaders bring you insights on how to tell better visual stories of your product in 3, 2, 1. So we are here with Kathryn, founder of BeBody, a company where beauty, wellness, education, connection, and community all come together to create this super innovative wellness brand. Kathryn, thank you so much for being here today.
Lisa, thank you. It's always a pleasure and honor to do these things. It just helps really spread the word. And it's just great to meet you. So thank you.
Thank you. And could you just start by giving us insight into your background and how you got to developing BeBody and what BeBody even is?
Well, Lisa, I'm that girl, 13 years old at the bus stop whose mom has taken away her cosmetic bag. I just, for whatever reason, loved beauty. Fast forward, I'm 19. I'm in Southern California outside of my Spanish class, second year of university. Lynn Phillips is sharing that she works for Clinique. And next day I'm over at the Broadway Northridge applying for a position. And fortunately, and I'm a big believer in the universe and how things come together, I began working for Estee Lauder in October of 1986. And I spent the first 11 years of my 35 years at Estee Lauder, but had many other experiences, fortunately, with them. And I will say that the experience that we always say your first experience, your first, sale, your first time period of an event, if it's great, it's going to continue to be great. And I feel very fortunate because Estee Lauder, I say, I am who I am today because of Estee Lauder. They were really brilliant when it came to development and mentorship and, really allowing you to know how to connect with your client. And so fast forward to BeBody, officially we launched in February of 19, really with the mission to take what I learned in the 35 years of helping people feel great through product, through connection, through listening to their concerns and finding solutions. And then building on it, because in my career I was fortunate to find yoga and to find some running and classes and just the friendships you get through these kinds of connections and knowing movement and wellness make you feel your best. So it really is a mix of my beauty brand and my love for meeting people and being active that we bring BeBody to help women have those two things in one place, and men, please, and everyone. It's, we are definitely eager to support the world to feel their best and to be well, live well.
Absolutely. That's an awesome story. And what did you learn from your previous experiences about what it means to develop a product? And I'm talking more in terms of vision, not technical. And how did that develop your story around BeBody?
Sure. So product is product, and there's tremendous amount of beautiful products out there. We know it's billions and billions of dollars in volume. And what is important, and what I've learned and discovered, and it's through all the brands, is that storytelling. It's really having why is a product clean, and why does it have these ingredients, and why will it be beneficial for you? So it's really knowing as long as a product is good and it's clean and it feeds your skin, that's really something that's very important, whether it is an eye cream or a lip balm. That's key. And that's really what we seek within our world of BeBody and the brands that we bring on.
Absolutely. And I love that when we had talked before this, you had mentioned like creating a story that sticks and the why is. So I loved that portion of the conversation as well, because that is really the conversation around product right now, creating stories that stick.
Yes.
Now, you mentioned, I want you to expand on this before I even talk about it, but discuss the virtual monitors in the fitness studio model that you are working off of right now. What are they? What are the visuals you show? And how it educates the products people about the products when you interact with it. If you could go into all the details about that.
Sure. I'll do my best to keep it simple, but I will first say to you, our business model is to do what was done in the beautiful department stores of Bloomingdale's and Nordstrom's and Neiman's and bring it to the wellness clubs. And, People say, well, trainers are amazing, but do they really know how to sell? And it's not so much that we're trying to make them sell. We're just trying to expand on those trainers to help them help their clients be their best. So we know they're helping them move and breathe, and maybe talking about supplements, but how about body care, and how about hand care, and how about a lip product? So Perch is the digital retail wallet we're working with, and it's the most brilliant concept. And again, it was the universe that brought it to me. So just to visually set it up, and again, you're in a studio, whether you're in yoga studio, you're in your F45, you're in your whatever health club it is that you work with. You'll see this wall, and there is, the Tour de France is happening. And then maybe 25 minutes later, there's someone that's snowboarding. And then you see someone climbing through the Grand Canyon, and just lots of motivation. It could just be some kids running through a forest, but just so you get inspired. I've been to health clubs where it's quite lovely, but you're seeing the Golden Girls on the screen as a thing. So that's the first thing Perch will do, is just kind of motivate you to this. And then, so tying fitness and product, we need to be able to have the product there in a very seamless, easy way where, again, we're helping self-discovery. And we also want cool factors. Like today, we're 2021, and we need the coolness. So Perch digital retail wall is the coolest thing in the world. You see this lovely body oil in a roller ball, and you just touch it. And then all of a sudden the screen goes from the Tour de France to all these beautiful vegetation of the hemp plant and the greenery. And then it just simply tells you this product has only 2 ingredients, the best olive oil in the world. And it takes you to Italy, and you see, this one's actually from Chile, so I'll take you to Chile. And it's just that concept of, and then you go and you just touch the Seams hand cream. And then all of a sudden you see Karen Gerard talking about that she was a seamstress, and her hands were and it's all quiet. It's just through visuals and through words, because many of these places are in yoga studios, and we know we have to be very quiet in yoga studios, but it is just the coolest thing. And then it's very easy that the consumer gets hooked on it because they saw it on the wall, or we do workshops monthly across the country at the same time. And we talk about these products so they can, discover it in a workshop, go back and discover it on their own, or they can go to the website and discover the same content that you see on the Perch wall. But it allows you to discover it more than just, what our friend, Mr. Bezos has put together. Sure, that's great, but let's take it to the next level. And I think the most important thing, and why we're very proud of BeBody, is that Mr. Bezos does not need 20 more cents in his pocket. Let's put that money into the teacher and into the studio. And that's our plan. 10% goes to the teacher that's connected to the client, lifetime of that client. And then 10% will go back to the studio. There's no charge for anything for the studio, but to have this wall there. And then we help them get more memberships, because that's what we're all about too. We want people to be connected to a club. I think it really makes a difference.
I love this. And what's so cool too is if you have that community base, but you guys are selling 100% e-com. So to me, this digital monitor is an amazing visual touch point, because it's almost 2 huge storytelling elements happening at once. You've got the person at the gym where they're already considering their wellness, and then you're giving them the visual representation of the story behind your product, which both relates to their immediate environment, but also speaks to an additional sentiment around it, which maybe they haven't considered. And this is where your product comes to play, pretty much through a direct to lifestyle interaction.
100%. You're right on it, Lisa.
Well, so tell me now, if you're 100% e-commerce, this digital monitor is kind of your first visual touch point in a sense. How do you tell a cohesive visual story now, from the studio monitor to your website, to your social media? How do you tie it all in together?
I mean, honestly, it's our beautiful creative director, Amadeo, that knows, and our other players on our team that understand marketing. They've all spent, 2 to 3 decades in this business. And that's really what's so fortunate. I've got all this experience, branding companies, that they've worked on Campbell's and Colgate. So they know that what we create and the vision that we say for Seams, or what we're saying for BeBody, will be consistent across all platforms. It's crucial. So it's really the teamwork and the attention to detail that will allow that overall.
Absolutely. And do you use the same type of visual footage that you're using on the studio monitors? Is that the same type of photography or videography that you're using on your social media and website?
Yes, correct. And so again, the big thing for us on social is more inspiration versus
Mhm.
just trying to sell another product. We're not here to sell product. We're really here to help people feel their best. I kind of am really inspired by Tony Hsieh, and sadly he's no longer with us. He was the founder of Zappos, and his real purpose wasn't to sell shoes. I mean, he was a tech guy. He was just super brilliant. He wanted to deliver happiness. And that's really what BeBody's about. And we know you do need products. So let's get you product that, we have a philosophy and a saying that I'm using names because it just helps visualize. And some of the brands that I've worked with in the past help launch. But we are Tom Ford luxury with Whole Food goodness and Zara pricing. And that's really important as we build our brands, that it's in that kind of, that's like our mandate, our mantra overall.
Yeah.
And so people can really feel accessible to what we're offering. And we are offering, an environment that's like no other.
Absolutely. And how do you get people? So, if someone hasn't been to a gym yet and seen the BeBody partnership, how do you get people to know about this partnership? Do you use social media campaigns or any sort of visual means to do that?
Yes, 100%. We'll, the typical levers we'll be using with, email campaigns that, on our own base, but within the club. So we start with 5 clubs, and then we have field teams across the country that are building other clubs that get the Perch wall. So we basically have access, and we work with, because again, we're here to only help the health club monetize their efforts and the teachers monetize. So we utilize their email campaign, because email really is the future to me. If it's creative, it's interesting, and it's caring. So that's a big piece of it. Another big piece of it is that where our pricing is right now. We have a very simple, basic $15 class where you get a workout of 3 different teachers doing unique things, and you learn about product, you get samples. Now, if you bring a friend, it's only $20 for 2. So that's a big way, is to, get a friend to come. You want to go to a social event with someone too. So why not bring someone, especially someone who says, I really want to work out, but I haven't, and I'm not comfortable. Say, well, this is more like a party. It's more like, let's have some fun. It's someone who's never worked out to someone who's a gym rat will enjoy the 45-minute workshop, and then you discover the product. So that's a big part of it. And then after, I was at with a beautiful field house that's massive, so you can have 20 people spinning. And at the end of the spin class, the teacher says, just remember, if you want to have something fun happening on June 24th, 4:00, there's a workshop. Go to our app. You can see more about it. So there'll be a lot of easy ways. Getting people to come to an event is the easiest thing. Because again, it's what I and my team has done the entire life. I've been in Bellevue in Nordstrom with 1,000 women at 8 in the morning, ready to hear what's the latest trends from the brands. And you get samples thrown at you. We do that too. You answer what the song is playing. We give you a sample during the event. So it's fun. You want to go to it.
Absolutely. And I would say, especially during the COVID time, people are looking to get out for something exciting. So,
yes. And to that point, Lisa, just know that we're, obviously with the CDC, we're very cautious. We've got, very limited. And this is the beauty of what the pandemic has done, even though there's nothing beautiful about the pandemic, but you find ways to succeed. So now, because everyone's so used to, at home, so everything is digital. So you have the opportunity to have 10 people in that studio, in a space that usually holds 30, but then you have 20 or 30 people at home getting the experience. They can come pick up the samples, and we'll ship it to them. So we are, 100% conscious, and we know things are getting much better, and we're on the road to recovery.
Absolutely. Now, Kathryn, you work with a few different brands. So I know you have BeBody's in-house brands as well as a couple others. How do you ensure that the narrative is consistent across all the products that you offer?
Yes. So number one, Lisa, is that same, concept of luxury, just a beautiful product that inspires you. The seams is from London. Who doesn't want something from London? So it's that concept. So we want to always create something unique and different. And like, the 35 years that I've been in this world, I know what's really interesting, what people want versus, fine, it's free, I'll take it, but I would never buy it. So that's number one, that there's this, like, I want this. The brushes from Lauren Venna that are all synthetic. People are going to want it because she's the most awesome makeup artist. I met her 20 years ago. She was a Mac artist, and now she's a book about, being a mom, and, like, she's just a cool person. So we find brands like that too, that's interesting, and it's a fresh and different than what you can get everywhere else. And then, the Zara pricing and the whole food goodness. So it's, as long as they match that and it's an interesting story, and they believe in what they have created, and they really want people to have it. And they just don't want to make money. They want people to be able to buy these brushes. I mean, 8 beautiful brushes in a really cool container for $60. I mean, that's what it's about.
Now, Kathryn, what can the audience get excited about in the coming months for BeBody?
So I'd say the workshops and how we really help teach this whole breath, core, like, where you really are engaging. So just to learn how to be in your body. That's why it's called BeBody. Be in your breath, be in your body, be in the moment. So just constantly learning new ways to do that. We feature a new product every 4 to 6 weeks that we find is interesting. So, we seek out interesting brands that are in our mandates of good and well and happy. And so, I think that's the biggest thing. And then that they're supporting their studios, that they are financially helping them beyond their monthly fee, that they are getting their loved ones and their friends to start coming with them to classes, because we do it in such a very organic, simple, kind way. There's, we make sure that everyone plays nice in the sandbox. I've learned that in my career, and we are there 100%. There isn't any kind of, uncomfortable feelings ever with what we do overall at BeBody.
Absolutely. I love this. Kathryn, thank you so much for being on here today. I'm so excited for what's to come for BeBody, and hoping that you end up at a fitness studio near me. To those of you listening, check out more about BeBody on BeBodyUSA.com or at BeBody Social on Instagram. Thank you for listening to the Visual Commerce Podcast.
Thank you. It was such an honor, Lisa.